Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Mind Your Character with Bosede Olusola-Obasa. This show never leaves you the same, you know that by now. And that's because it will always leave you better than it met you. We make it a point of duty every Friday to come do this at lunch hour just so we can be part of your break. You know what they call break? Yes, that time when you're taking time off to get a lunch from work and of course preparing for the weekend. I know that there are some people who do jobs where these things don't count, but anyways, all the best. Welcome to the show. It's Mind Your Character, and on this show, one of the things we are signed up to is value addition. Back to back to back to back. We have been able to do this on radio. It's amazing. Every time I meet with someone and they get to know my name, I'm like, oh, you're the one we listen to on radio. Thank you for the show. Awesome. It's a privilege for us to have been part of your life. If you have followed us from radio up until now, we are still committed to the very same values of adding value to you. I'm not alone in the studio today, and we have a very, very interesting and very relatable topic to look at. But before we get into that, I'd like to do some opening shenanigans. So first of all is to welcome my crew members on this side of the divide. Of course, we have people on at the back end as well. So here with me, my immediate, this is my right, I guess, yes. My immediate right is Tolu Sade. Welcome to the show today, Tolu.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Welcome back to the show, Mrs. Evans.
Yes, I could not be here last week. I had to go do something that I had to do. And next after Tolu is Debbie Olafemi.
Yes, you like that one then, right? Good afternoon, this afternoon. How do you do? Hope you're good. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here today. So stay tuned. If you need to grab your popcorn,
Debbie is trying to give everybody.
yes, you need to grab that popcorn too, please,
Okay.
because today,
I thought popcorns go with movies.
well,
Let
this
me-
is kind
let
of
me
what
show
we show
them.
them. Yes, any show, cinema, just grab it.
No, Allah. I had to call her Debbie, even though my auto mode was to do Deborah Olafemi. I remember following the show last week, and she was telling them Debbie.
Yes.
So I said, okay. He said, I like that one, Debbie. So I started to give her what she liked.
Yes.
All right. So I hope it made you feel the way you like to feel.
Of course.
All right. Okay.
She's here without her glasses.
Yeah.
Yes. I heard her saying that. All right. Awesome time we are looking forward to having today. How has your week been? Debbie asked that question. That's a big question because we all know what has been happening, particularly if you live in Lagos. And that's why today we decided to talk about the rains. There's a way in which we can live life and enjoy the best of what God has for us. There's another way in which we can live life and we can be full of complaints, and then those complaints can become issues for us big time. Today we're looking at the rains. Would you say the rains are a blessing or a curse? And where we are going towards today is to help you with your perspective. So in life, everything is about perspective. The way you see it is the way it will appear to you. Someone has said that if you stare for a long time at a cat, at a point it will begin to look like a tiger to you, and then you start being scared of the cat that should be scared of you. So it depends on where you are looking at, the angle from which you are looking at it, and what you're telling yourself in your mind as you're looking at it. So that's going to be it. We'll have two beautiful quotes to start. And I like the quotes a lot because they are sending sense. We are receiving sense from them.
Yes.
So I would ask Tolu to read the first two quotes, particularly, the first two quotes. Let's start with the first two quotes. I particularly liked the fact that they went straight for it, like hit the nail on the head.
Okay, so yes, the first quote says, if the rain spoils our picnic, but saves a farmer's crop, who are we to say it shouldn't rain?
Please, who are we again? Please take it again.
So it says, if the rain spoils our picnic, but saves a farmer's crop, who are we to say it shouldn't rain? And that's by Tom Barry.
Question. You had a picnic, the rain spoiled it.
Yeah.
But then that same rain saves a farmer's crop. You not go eat.
The picnic you have on the
How did you get the food that you are taking on the picnic? Second quote before we delve into the heart of the matter.
Okay, so the second quote is by Dolly Parton, and it says, "The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain."
Put up with the rain.
So
You want rainbow. You know the kind of rainbow that came out when Her Royal Majesty, the Queen of in the years when she passed. You know, we heard there was a rainbow. Is it behind now or around Buckingham Palace? And that's people also believe that that's really good sign. Okay, so you want the rainbow. Put up with the rains. Rain before rainbow. Now, so I have a very silly way to start today's show, and that was the way I introduced the show on my Facebook wall. So for those of you who are joining on my Facebook, Olusola-Obasa, kudos. If you are joining us on Mind Your Character Facebook, kudos. And if you are joining on our main platform, which is the YouTube, Mind Your Character, then double kudos.
welcome to the show.
Double kudos to you. Please make it a point of duty to share. This is a very interesting topic, and I believe that some people need this reorientation so that they can live life and be at peace. See, the world is already harsh. You cannot afford to carry one mindset that will still put you down a lot more. You don't need it. Everybody shouting mental health now. It's a reality. It's a reality. You heard about I think the DJ they said killed himself recently, committed suicide, the DJ. And when he asked, I heard the news this week, when they asked what he had said about or what letter or whatever he left, he killed himself because of the way people were talking about him and the lies they told his wife about him. So to you, you're like, hey, it's not even wise. Well, you don't know. You may have had it to this point. So you don't need any negative vibes at all, as much as possible. And why am I forgetting to tell you that Dorcas, should I say the real reason now? Or we should just be our usual unavailable access. Anyway, Dorcas is not here today. She's a little below the weather. So if you want to reach out to her, please do. She'll appreciate it. We wish her speedy recover. Let me say it the way somebody said it many years ago. I don't want to mention the person's name. Anyway, soonest recovery, Dorcas.
And you can send her money as well.
Yes, so
she's not a man. It's a man that I heard that when there are anything happening to them, money will cure it. When they are sick, just send them money, they'll be fine. Also, she could say that because he's a guy. Dorcas does not need money to feel fine.
I like
needs
that.
Love.
Please, so let me speak.
She needs love. On her behalf.
Yeah, she needs it. Please, plenty of them. Because you see that money,
Are you Dorcas?
Oh
Are you
my
Dorcas?
God.
This is Dorcas you are talking about,
Oh
not
my
Debbie.
God. That money.
This is the face of Debbie. No, this is trying to be the face of Dorcas, but the voice of Debbie.
It's sound.
So
the money
wait
is
your own
important.
turn, but don't be shy. Okay, so hey,
Amechi is reaching our speed recovery.
thank you, Amechi Jare. They said you should add money to it.
Yes.
So I said that if it's your wedding day, for instance, because I see all manner of things, and I'm wondering that am I the one that is an unusual somebody? It's your wedding, thank God. And then rain decides to fall, cats and dogs, gorilla and tiger on that day. And it was all day, like no breather, rain back to back to back to back. Do you consider that a bad omen? It's still in the line of, are the rains a blessing or a curse? I know that a lot of things have happened though because of this rain that fell, and a lot of people might have concluded that this rain, try. But please, what about other ways? You want the rainbow, don't forget, put up with the rains. And what's that other one? I like that first one too a lot. Let me go and look for it. Yes, if the rain spoils our picnic, but saves a farmer's crop, who are we? Who are we to say that it shouldn't rain? So yes, let's jump into. Let's begin from the wedding thing. Let's begin from the wedding part. I'll go to the ladies because I'm not sure it's the guys that used to be this. It's us. They'll say my gender, Abby. My gender, they are the ones. So if you remember what happened on NCPS Day now, I had to go to our group and go and preach to people before people start coming with gloomy faces and like, oh, because me, I know that I wasn't feeling a thing. I said my little prayers. I told God that you know that today is already ahead, and I know that I don't have the key of where there is to pour in and lock it. So we need some. I did my own, and I was fine. But I had to go and preach to my guys on the group, both the volunteers and everybody, because I don't want to start seeing gloomy faces coming to the event and they are not feeling excited. So I know that people have that. If rain falls, I'm not saying rain will fall on your wedding.
I will not. I will even choose Harmattan period.
Look at you. Look at you. Do you know when I wedded? Do you know when I wedded? October. It rained on my engagement day. It rained. It rained. As in, and we're using my daddy's front of his house, rented apartment those days. And then it's not a paved compound, it's sand. And there was a muddy part. So even my husband Agbada, by the time we're done with wedding and we're checking the Agbada, it was soiled with even though there was mat, but you know the way you lie down and you are respecting your in-laws big time. So if it rains back to back, what will you do? Will you consider it a bad omen? Will you say, this rain, you are not a blessing?
Like that one, it's not possible.
I
won't see it as a bad omen, but then I won't like it because I feel like everywhere will be messy, kind of. But it's a blessing. Rain is a blessing.
But you not like it.
Yes,
but you
like
not
just
it.
The messy part of
okay.
Things.
So when you saw the rain on NCPS Day, what happened to your mind at first? Like when you now got to this location, I saw that our photo area, there was water practically on the grass.
On that NCPS Day, I didn't feel somehow because I was excited all through. It's rain. We did not. Yes,
it's good. I wish I could have interviewed
because
everybody.
I love rain. Yes.
They should fall on your. Let them come, please. Send down the rain. I'll call my Fashek to come back and sing that for you. Because they said every time he sings it happens. You know. So, Mr. Laisa Itulope.
Yes, ma'am.
Now to the direct. We all know what rains are. We know what blessings are. Blessings are blessings, and curses are curses. But let's. So we're looking at perspectives. I'll just give definition of perspective here. Perspective is the capacity to view things in their true relations or relative importance. So you are trying to look at what's the actual relative importance of this thing. So perspective means that there can be different twists and turns to a thing, and you can choose to see things from the better part as against. So your perspective is your choice at the end of the day. Nobody can force it on you. So the topic of today, Mr. Laisade, is are the rains a blessing or a curse? Vis-a-vis the things that have happened recently. So that's where I wanted to speak from. This rain, some people have died because there was flood. You have the areas where the flood happened. Let's be realistic with. If you can bring them out, it's not there. If you can bring them out, we'll be able to read to you. I know about Ayobo. I saw the story about Ayobo. I saw the story about Dolphin Estate in Ikoyi. And I'm sure there are a few other places, particularly if you live in Lagos. A lot of people have gone through stuff over this heavy, they call them torrential rain, like the downpour, to just start in the morning and you know that, hey, give us this day our daily bread. And then the thing will continue and continue and continue. And then you start hearing that people's houses, communities have been flooded, not even houses. The one in Ikoyi, I could see their cars like this, Dolphin Estate, like their cars were this deep with. It meant that by the time the rain is over, everybody needed to go to a thorough, what do you call them now? Car wash.
No, yeah. Why you first go to mechanic before you go to car wash?
To go and check the engine, to go and check all the. It's true. And then the seats. I was even looking at the seats and everything. you would definitely need to. So with all of that, and I heard that the floods took some people away, like they couldn't find them after the rains.
Very good.
Yes. And I also heard about a house that sank. I can't remember what part of Lagos that was, out of the, you know, how much the rains came. And people would have thought that this kind of rains will come in June, July. So why people have hit a side of relief that we are free, the thing say for where this is August, I'm going to show you. September, I no go rest. And if it's going to behave like the year that I married, that means October, get ready. And so with ozone layer shifts, depletion and all, we are told that these are not the way we traditionally known them to be. So are the rains a blessing? We know they come from God. At least me, I believe they come from God. I don't know about others, but please, with all of those issues, do you still say that the rains are a blessing?
Yes, definitely.
What's your perspective and why?
I'll speak from both sides.
Did it come to the rain? Did your area get flooded?
No, it didn't.
It didn't get flooded.
Luckily, it did.
Maybe that's why.
Well, I had to drive through several waters.
Okay.
So
You were swimming in the car.
because on Monday, in fact, usually from my house to office is less than 40 minutes with traffic.
With traffic?
Yes, with traffic.
Okay.
But we spent 2 hours 45 minutes.
Hmm.
You know, it was a case of running from here. You got pass another route.
Yeah.
You now get in and see that place
There's
was.
traffic jam.
You now go back to where you're coming from. So there were lots of
Caused by the rain. So
yes, exactly.
things that happen
Yeah, because first,
we have the heavy rains.
so the drainages were blocked, and that is, from my view, it was due to human
Our own causes.
Yeah, because I saw nylons, I saw bottles, basically things that don't decompose. They were all in the drainage. In fact, they were moving.
So the water body does not have the right channel to move.
Nah, it doesn't. So that's for places that have drainages.
And for those who do not have.
Yeah, so for places you're mentioning, so Ileko was flooded, Agege was flooded.
The popular Ileko. If you
Yeah.
go to buy, you go to buy stuff in food items, you know Ileko very well.
So like the house that sank.
Okay, where is that one?
I think it was around the place. I can't.
Okay.
So I watched the video actually,
Hmm.
and NEMA was on the site, and they were like,
Kudos to them.
yeah,
Their emergency response in Lagos is actually, we don't pray for emergency, but you guys are doing well.
Yeah.
So they had to go to the house, and there were 9 ladies in the house, and so the guy had to like lead all of them. So the water was like up to beyond their waist, like past the knee, all the way to like their chest.
Thankful they were not hot.
And so what he was doing was he held a yellow pipe in his hand, trying to find out if this place okay before they take the first step.
Wow.
So they had to like hold each other. Nobody left anybody.
Thank God.
So and when his supervisor got there, he was like, when he got there, the landlord had come out, and he was now telling the policemen to go arrest the landlord. That he came out on his own. He didn't bother about his tenant. So he was telling the policeman that ensure you get the landlord of this house arrested. I was like, first of all,
you should
let's
be
thank God
grateful
that
that you came out alive first. And then you can sort those issues later.
So,
because who says the landlord knows what to do to bring you out? He was only lucky to have brought himself out too.
So on the case of is the rain a blessing or a curse? So like the first quote said, so it's like one man's meat is another man's poison. So the farmer is praying for rain, definitely. He's praying for rain for crops to grow and all of that. And we in Lagos, we are like, no. What most of us say is, God, let the rain start from like 10 p.m. and stop like 2 p.m. and 2 a.m. That's what most people say.
Even
so
that one. People who have leaking roofs will never pray for that one.
Definitely.
But that means they will not sleep. You have to be putting items where those things will drop, wake all the children. I know about those scenarios a lot. So even it just means that the rains are actually a blessing, but there are human causes, like you said, that can promotes it now looking like it's a curse. If your house could sink, it means that something was structurally wrong with the house.
On that, in my estate, there's this. I don't know how people build houses now. There's this place that is called sewage. That's what that
Okay.
place is called. And one big man put it. That place is about, let me say, like 6 acres. He built a hotel, he built a bar. And I'm like,
On this sewage.
yes. And I'm like, how will you build this on the sewage? And now, where normally usually flows through, is now a challenge. People who live around it, and I'm like, when this guy was building, nobody said anything. He has a row of shops, and he has blocked the whole the whole passage for water. So that's another thing that happens in Lagos. You see an area that is mapped out, maybe a bungalow, and you now got erect a 3-story building. Is until I don't know the agencies involved. After the building has stayed for years, you now come and market X. When it was being erected, what happened? There have been several people who have died from things that could have been avoided. All these building collapses. Well,
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
Let's talk about commuters having a hard day. You, I remember your story.
Ah,
Dorcas
I
is
have
back
plenty.
here.
I have plenty
That's sent
stories
comments.
actually.
Okay, go on.
Okay. But I'm going to cite 2 examples.
That has to do with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first one, July 9. Oh my! I will never forget.
Which year?
This year now.
That's-
Yes,
that's
that
my-
time I was
that's
going
my
to
mom's
Faith
birthday.
Academy. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. All glory be to God that I am alive today.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. It was so bad. Like, apart from being drained, apart from all those things,
Drained or drenched?
drenched,
You shall not
like
be
I was,
drained in
I was
Jesus' name.
beaten, I was battered. Like, borrow me
Calm
many,
down, calm down.
borrow me,
Take it easy.
please. Aside from that part, there was this I've forgotten the name of that area.
Ogba axis.
Yes, around that place. So I had to enter that water.
Oh,
I was
the
even
day we
calling,
went
yes,
to-
so Faith Academy, yeah.
Oba, okay.
So the water has already reached this place.
So
Don't
start
get
it.
me wrong, I actually have
and I
weight,
was telling
but
her, oh, don't go back home. She said, no, I will come.
don't think that I don't have weight. I have weight, but then that
And
day,
you occupy space.
the water was pushing me to one corner. I did not.
Ah,
Thank God for one guy that actually held my hand that day. Like I was, what?
I
I
already
always
collect
see
his
this
number.
No, did you
Inside
collect your
me.
own number?
Under the rain.
And when you came out of the room,
I just said thank you, sir. God bless you, sir.
That was not fair.
And another thing, yes, I wanted to cross to the other side, but then one last man, actually a woman, I told me, please don't go to that side. Oh, there is gutter there.
God have mercy.
I said yes.
God will
Wow.
bless her.
Can you imagine that the following day when I was going to church, I saw like several cars enter into that. I was like, maybe they did not know that there was.
just like
It's
you.
always the issue with
Exactly.
rain. To have covered up tracks.
Serious,
Yeah.
that day it was not funny at all. So another story, it was on Monday.
Oh, that
this-
Monday, oh. All of us have a story.
Yes. So after when I got to this thing started from Ileko side.
The popular.
Yes, it started from Ileko. We couldn't pass the normal route that we usually pass because even trailers they were stuck in that mud of a thing, and so there was heavy traffic. So the buses, because we
And it was still raining. Oh, that day,
yes, it
didn't
was
stop.
still raining. That we had to pass through another route. And aside that, when I got to Akonwojo Road, I will not mention those streets because we have plenty streets there that we actually experienced that kind of thing. I had to climb, not only me, many of us, that we
Did anybody
pedestrians.
back you?
No. Aside
So
from the
there are
cars,
some
they
rains
were
that they have to
like
back
they
people
couldn't
back.
move again inside the water. we pedestrians too, we have our own traffic jam.
Oh.
Like we were climbing that
You have to walk on the
demarcation.
culvert.
Yes,
Oh.
we like
Oh.
we were
I've been
actually
there, I've
walking.
done
I
that.
was just doing like this. I was just doing like this. Like it was so.
To now
I
get
don't
to a
know.
point, people are coming, you now face each other. It's now who will come down for who.
I
Ah.
do that. So that Monday it was not funny at all.
Lagos.
So
And all of us love this city.
well, for me, rains they are actually blessing. But I think according to what he said,
Yes.
there are some things that we need to put in place.
Yeah.
Those
do
things
some
that we
things.
feel
Mhm.
it's like they are negative side of it, what we can actually prevent.
Yes.
Okay,
I
for
do.
example, like bad roads now. So is it God that will come and do that bad road for us?
Or even
So
like
it's what we can
or
actually
even like that
do.
one that they have to be climbing pavement. It's not bad if we have a walkway
Yeah.
that is a bit elevated. On Akowojo, I don't remember any walkway in my head now. And Akowojo is already a huge revenue earner for government, I believe. A lot of companies are being cited there and they pay tax. That means that attention should gradually be. I know that they will say that some people have built house and they might feel bad that you are coming to use their part of their setback, and that's why they should be set back to do it. It's really very, very difficult when it rains on Akomojo and you're not driving. Oh no, oh no, you don't want to see it. Anyway, what should we do so that we don't start blaming God, Baba God, for what is not his fault?
Yes.
God sent the rain, it has a good purpose. And when things go bad, it's because human causes have
They've interfered.
they have
They've
interfered.
altered
So
the normal
there are
flow.
benefits that rain has. Good weather as against heat.
Yes.
I mean, for those who like
love
it
that.
cold, really, really cold. Then we talk about the farmers are happier.
Yes.
Even we were happier because
Yes.
things will be cheaper.
Mhm.
And there are so many other things. And the naughty team member of mine who put this together said it's also weather for two. I don't know about that. I don't know.
Okay, so I've been on the show.
You know?
His name
Oh,
is,
husband, and we that we are not married.
his name
they
is
will hug our
Amici Victor.
pillow.
He said that another benefit is that rainy time is weather for two. That it can, he's talking like a doctor, that it can be easy for people to be fruitful. So tips for
Multiply.
okay. So but that's on a light note,
Yeah.
even though I don't know, there might be some iota of truth. I don't know. And I really wish that Victor was here to explain himself. But no wahala. What are the right perspectives we should have? First of all, I tell people that when rain falls on the day that you have an event, it is life that is most important above every other thing. Even if it's your wedding. Is your husband alive? Yes. Is your wife alive? Yes. Are two of you going to eventually be joined that day? Most people are angry and cry and say, God, why me? I imagine God from heaven saying, look at this human being. Because you are crying because people will not be able to move around and come and attend in large number. It's not as if you will not wed on that day. What is the most important thing? Because sometimes when the chips are down, you have to ask yourself basic questions. What is the most important? So that you can move on. Most important is that myself and my husband will still get married that day. Like NCPS now, we didn't have as many people as should have come in. But we're still glad that we were able to have the event and make the impact we could make. And a lot of people joined. I heard people telling me that they sat down with their family to watch it right there in their houses. They were sending us those feedbacks. So what can be more than that? It's about perspective. So rather than blaming God, it's not a good attitude at all to look at the one who created you and knows more than you and look him in the face and say, you don't say you dey think, you no go let this rain fall. But that's what you're doing practically when you are coming out with all those negative vibes. So please try and have the right perspective, because that will help you to be rational in your thinking and you be considerate rather than impulsive. Impulsive is when you are acting based on mere emotion and nothing stronger than that. What other perspective? What other things should we consider in terms of perspective?
Okay. It helps you develop deeper empathy. Okay, like let me take it from this angle. If you've ever had to fetch water because you don't have water in your house,
Yes.
And you know when the rain comes, that you just have to put
Free
a
water
bucket outside.
in front of your house.
And you that you have water in your house, you are complaining, why is rain falling?
And
You are-
somebody is saying, thank God it's
as
raining.
that's so that's
So I've been there too.
uh,
I've been there, so I understand it perfectly. You just go and put your
just put all the
containers,
bowls, the
put all your
baths,
containers.
the buckets,
The
everything.
rain will fetch itself as water.
And
And
if,
they all need to
it's
carry it
yes,
inside.
if it's heavy rain, you got pour it and bring it back in.
Yes. So everything has a blessing. So what we are teaching today on Mind Your Character, because see, your perspectives will determine your attitude. And attitude is one of the things that we train people on in RCV. And that's what Mind Your Character is all about. Helping you think rationally so that you can behave better. It can also help you have better understanding of things. So you can sit down, look at all the sides. Okay? What's the next one, Debbie?
Well, helps you to develop a better understanding of things. Like you just have to think, okay, you won't think in just a direction. Like you want to, okay, if it's
Look at all
like
the
this, what can I
sides.
do? What can I do?
Yes.
And when it comes to mind your character, there's one particular thing. Okay, he says something that's dropping things on the road. You see, when everything piles up, it will cause erosion. So mind your character in that aspect.
Flood drainage.
So
Yeah.
mind your character in that aspect. Even if you cannot pack everything on the road, you can actually prevent it by our mama is here. I remember that day I mistakenly dropped. I actually wanted to drop it so inside that container. So, but it fell off
Yeah.
the outside this place. So she was like, "Oh yeah, go back, go back." So yeah,
She now said it drops mistakenly. I said, I'll pick it mistakenly now. Let us be going.
So you understand
Don't
what
leave
I'm
it
trying
there.
to say. So you won't think in one direction that it is
Yes.
government, it is government. What about
You are
you?
doing your own too.
Yes, what about you?
Let's have
So
a
let's
balance.
just
And then a good perspective can help you to be grateful. Gratitude is important too. It can help you to be grateful. That Lord, I'm still grateful. It rained on my wedding, but thank you because I still got married. It rained on NCPS, but thank you. We still had an NCPS. It rained and then my street is flooded, but thank God I'm alive with my family. A good perspective will always give you the right attitude. I know these days people talk about good vibes. So if you have the wrong perspective to things, you'll be full of negative vibes, and people will run away from you. Believe me. I guess we have made our points today. I made our point. So we all agree that the rains are actually a blessing, not a curse. If there's a curse part of rain, it is what humans have caused by the things that they do. So Debbie told you, mind your character and keep the drainages cleared. Let the water channels be free to carry the water to the main places that they are supposed to take them, so that we all can be safe and we can have a good life.
Another thing I want to add is for those of us that drive, when you see people on the road and there's water, just slow down.
Yeah, splashing water on people.
That thing happened to me yesterday.
Yeah. And if they splash water, you don't curse. It's two sides.
Yeah, it is.
I totally stand with Tolu on when you are driving. You already saw the water, so slow down, be considerate. But apart from that, if the person splashes water, because sometimes it happens mistakenly.
Yeah, mistakenly.
Maybe there was a dry part you've been coming, and then all of a sudden you notice
Water.
you have reached where there's water, and there is no way you can slow down. Somebody is on the other side. Most of the time, a good driver is saying sorry as he's driving on.
Exactly.
You may not hear it. You may not hear it because of the speed. So you don't curse, because I hear that my daddy has this belief that when you curse people who are driving, you never have a car. I don't know how true, but please don't curse. Just dust it off and then be fine.
Okay,
Right.
so let me read the comment you have here.
Okay, good, so that we can go.
So Doka says this rain matter no be here, especially for Lagosians.
Yeah, it's a big one.
And also she said, but I think humans have a part to play in the negative effect of the rain.
True.
So littering the road with dirt, negligence while building houses, etc. The rain is a blessing to me. Yeah.
Yes. It shocks me how people still find it comfortable to drop things on the floor.
Uh,
You see them driving Porsche car,
you
and
wind
then they
down.
will, I'm like, oh goodness, who are these ones? I used to wish I could go after them and just say, come back. Because me, once I see you, I'll tell you to come back and pick it.
Yeah, and big ups to Philadelphia. He's actually a put out. I remember in 20, 2019 there ago, he was driving and his wife was beside him. And someone wound down and trade. He was not trying to do any stunt. He just came down. They were in traffic. He came down, he picked it up. He went to the person. The person wound down, he gave it to the person. And
But was there traffic?
yes, there was traffic.
Aha, that's the only way.
There was
Because
traffic.
I've driven off now.
There was traffic.
Okay, I see.
Okay, so Tomo is here. Tomo Olukolo says, good afternoon, RCV. What did I miss?
Everything until when you joined.
And so he has dropped a long comment. Let me just
Chai.
read. He says, I have had a bad experience with rain actually. I remember coming back from church, from rehearsals here, and then there was this big drainage that was flooded due to the rain. That was how I entered it. Thank God for the help that came along with me to rehearsals. She pulled me out of drainage. If not, I wouldn't be here telling this.
Oh.
To me, it's not a blessing to Nigeria.
But the truth is that it's not the fault of the rain. It's not the fault of the rain. Maybe we should have channels that have covers. And I am a testimony to the fact that most times they make these things and put this cast iron
Yeah.
over them. Guys go at night, remove them and go and
That's
sell.
it.
All the manholes you used to see on the road were covered with cast iron.
Yeah.
You go and remove them, sell them and leave the hole for drivers to fall inside.
I have
That's
an
what we're
experience.
saying.
Who did us?
2 years ago, in the morning, I was going to church Sunday morning. I was leaving around 5. The cover was still there, just beside my house. When I go back to church, I saw my neighbor who was standing, 4 of them were standing around it. And I was like,
They removed
what
it.
happened? Said they removed it. And I was like, how now?
I want to sell it
So,
as scrap
The guy now came back
for
like,
one small money.
he came back like 2 weeks after. Come and still and out. They beat him.
Yes, sorry. Even if he was not the one that stole the first one, he answer for.
He said he was the one that stole it.
season.
And he sold it for a ridiculous amount.
No, it's like,
That's-
see, I know about that business too. So I know that those things go for very small. This what those guys used to say.
Condemn my
I am condemn. It's not a big money, but that thing will save lives. Will save lives. So it's about how much we value what we have, who we are. So Tomiwa, Lele.
He has dropped on that one.
Sorry, but thank God you are alive today now.
Abiyo,
Great.
thank
Oh
God.
my God.
So he says, the rain here at Ilorin isn't smiling really. At the moment, it's raining. The clothes I washed since Monday is still outside. Toma, don't worry, just take it inside. Yeah.
See,
Keep them
there
inside.
is rainy season, there is dry season. We all know about that. Even though here in Lagos, the division between the two is not too clear anymore. And they say again, that is even human factor.
Yeah.
The way we have made the ozone layer to shift the way it does its thing. Yes, we have depleted it.
Yeah.
So even if weather forecast tell you that light showers, don't rest on it oh. Go and get ready for
Don't sleep on it.
go and get ready for heavy showers, or it might even be that day that there will be sun, because a lot has been tampered with. It's human factor. Let us own it, and please let us change.
I hope they've changed the books we use in secondary school. Because back then, they used to tell us that dry season is from this time. Wet season is from... there's no wet, there's no dry. Even in December, rain used to fall. Someone says, rain and I aren't friends.
Who is said to him and rain now? Anyway.
Okay, so you have another comment from Funke Akintoyesu. That's Funke Akindele now. So she says, it actually rained on my wedding.
Wow.
It was indeed a blessing. Even though I never wanted crowd, they still showed more than expectation.
So that would have been
So you wanted to
not
pursue them,
disperser.
Abi?
to disperse the crowd for you.
God cash. God big pass.
All right, so we need to come to a close now. We've actually stayed. I have thoroughly enjoyed the show
Yes,
while learning, and I believe that everyone who joined has done the same as well. Big lesson: be fair, don't splash water, and be considerate. It might not be intentional, so don't curse. And please don't pile waste into drainages, please. It's important. You are doing your little, please don't go and remove that cast cover of the manhole. Leave it there. You will not die. You will get money from another place. Somebody said that is my share of the national cake. Who told you?
Mom, when I go back that Sunday, I was asked, because I've heard the story before, like, who are the guys that actually buy this thing? You know that this person went to stay. Because that iron, I was asking the people that caught him 2 weeks later, how did he carry it?
Yes, it's usually very heavy.
All the times I've tried to, like,
anything cast now has, even if you want to clean anything and you have to lift anything like that,
to
you
lift it and clean. Because there are normal times you want to clean that place. If you lift it more than 1 second, you're strong for Superman.
You may have come with someone to help you.
He said,
or
funny part, he stole my dustbin. He had to put, because when I go back, I didn't see my I forgot, I didn't see my dustbin. So he said he put it in my trash can and took it. He was dragging that one. Yes.
Because if it's dustbin, they can identify with you. They just say, who owns this dustbin? How you tell know that they say this thing? Come and answer. God have bless you. We shall go back putting dustbin in our house now because anyway.
Well, that's what he has turned us to.
Yeah. All right, so thank you, Red Eye, for being a huge partner on Mind Your Character with Olusola-Obasa. Today has been absolutely interesting. We've been looking at the rains. They may fall again, we can't assure you, sorry. But please, approach them with the right attitude going forward. Believe that they are a blessing. If you need to go around with your umbrellas all around this time, ladies, please do. I know now your frontals with the gum. Sorry for calling it gum. Please go around with a shower cap. If you are that kind of finicky type, you can go around in your bag with a full kit, rain gear, like from head to your, what do you call that one you wear, raincoat, to your rain boots. It depends on you. So if you already know the season that you are just prepared.
The Lord is your strength.
Well, interestingly, I've had to offer guys umbrella. They'll tell me that they don't use umbrella. That day they will forget it when they are going. Okay, God bless you. So guys are cool. Their hair does not need any. So you'll be fine.
Now I see why they say this life is not balance.
You'll be fine. From my experience, guys do not collect any of those things I'm giving them. They will not collect. So they are fine like that.
So I want to come out with cough and attack.
You go and take hot tea. Or water go pass. Or water. So Red Eye has been a big partner on Mind Your Character, and we're so excited. I can't wait. We have a training with them next week. I can't wait to have a training.
Yes.
Big one. And we'll be louding the training live. We'll be louding it. We'll bring one of them to this show next week to come and do review of the training.
We'll bring those tonight, yeah.
All the people that like to stay back end, they go front end this time. All right, so thank you so very much. My name is Bosede Olusola-Obasa. You had Tolu, and then you also had Debbie on this side. Yeah. There was Victor Amechi on the side that you cannot see. That's the guy that says weather for two. I'll give you his number so you can call him and ask. And then we had the Red Eye guys, Osinachi, Mr. Toby. I hope I got it correct. Thank you. And then I have Ebuka. I don't know who else I have there that I cannot see. And I have a guest in the house, Marvelous. She's had to come out and study us today. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Samuelson Saje in absentia. Thank you for choosing to do this with us. You want to reach Red Eye for their services, a full-fledged studio for all kinds of services you might need covering this space, and that includes photography, cinematography, lighting. It includes sound engineering, media coverage,
No pilots.
live
I know
recording, drone piloting, and all of that, even much more. The good thing again is that they are both on the service and training side. So you want them to serve you, reach out. And you want to learn any of these areas of specialization we have mentioned and even more, please call 0906 96 96 248. Once you dial that number, be sure that a very beautiful voice will answer and give you every information that you need. At the end of the day, you are assured of quality service at very, very affordable price. I can tell that they are affordable. And if they are not affordable, reach me on 081 061 20. I will help you broker the negotiation and make sure that everything works well. All right, so we are from RCV, and RCV, we are into training, consulting, and advocacy, character development, ensuring that with your character as an organization, you earn trust from your customers, from your vendors, from your community, from your team members, and ensure that you have a very healthy corporate culture. We're signing out now and thanking you for being a part of today's show. The offer we have on corporate culture is still on. Should you want to take advantage of it, we have videos and flyers and all around on the social media. Please call that same number 081 061 20819 and speak to us on how you can benefit. To reach us, our handles, like I mentioned earlier on, at Mind Your Character on YouTube, as well as Mind Your Character on Facebook. On Instagram,
RCV character.
RCV Character. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Saying the goodbyes, all of us.
Bye.
Enjoy the
Have a
rains.
wonderful weekend.
And mind your character.
Enjoy the rains. Oh.
Yes, I watch football as well.
Don't be angry. Okay, they say football can help you be warm.
Watch Korean movies, please.
What should I tell them to watch now? Watch messages. Oh my god.
Bye.